So today's Sunday, and I thought we'd do an outfit of the day, which is kind of traditional because I actually care and actually get dressed on Sunday. So I wore my coat because it's so light outside. It's warm and nice. And today it was rainy, but even then, this was enough to keep me warm. I wasn't cold at all. But yeah, this is my outfit. It's like a maroon, I guess, top. It's kind of like a berry maroon. It's very pink toned maroon. Anyway, and it has lace sleeves and a back and stuff. And then my black tutu skirt and my black flower rose thing, and then my gladiator sandals. And it was a funny story. I was taking a box of books out to the car today, and it was raining on me, and I was trying not to get rained on too much, and I stepped in a huge puddle. And so this foot was already mostly wet anyway, but the other foot was just completely soaked. And maybe sandals aren't the best shoes for when it's raining. Anyway, time for awkward, embarrassing story time with Giselle. So, you may remember a few months ago on the vlog, me ranting about how much I hated this book that I read. So I didn't used to DNF books, hardly ever, or I didn't think about it as DNFing. I would just, I don't know, either I'd be on prolonged hiatus of not reading it, so that's something I've done with The Clash of Kings and Outlander. It's I'm perpetually about halfway through, but I could start up where I left off reading and I remember everything that happened for the most part, so I don't feel like I need to start reading over again. So there's either books like that, or there's books that I just I'm not really enjoying, so I'll kind of just skim through. But audiobooks I don't usually quit, but in the past few months I've been quitting a lot of audiobooks, about 5, because I haven't enjoyed the writing style, and if I don't enjoy the writing style, it's not enough for me to push through, unless I'm super invested in the characters. But the first book that I DNF'd out of the whole DNFing chain that I've started was this book that I just really hated. It was a Cinderella retelling, and I got 15 pages in, and the character was just the most insipid, awful person ever, and I hated her. But little known to me, the author goes to my church and lives in Massachusetts, and so...
Well, okay.
We met her a few weeks ago.
Let's give context.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, she gave a talk to our group, and it was a great talk. We both loved it. It was fantastic.
She's so engaging and funny, and...
She's a great speaker. And she gave a great
excellent
talk just about life and about everything, and it was really great.
Oh, yeah.
And she told us that she writes children's books. And so today, someone was telling we were talking about books with someone at our thing after church where we eat food. We had breakfast food again today because it's the first day of the month, and first Sunday of the month. Someone was like, "Oh, she writes books. You should try one of her books." And Giselle looks her up on Goodreads, shows me that she gave one of her books 1 star.
Originally I didn't rate it, but then eventually I decided I would, because I just didn't want any unrated books sitting there. So I did rate it, and I gave it 1 star, and I absolutely hated everything I read. And I just...
So now, it's just the lady was literally standing right there, and we were both laughing at each other because she was like, I hated her book, I gave it 1 star and DNF'd it.
I don't know, I really like this lady, and I've talked to her a little bit, and when she said that she wrote children's books, I thought she meant children's books, picture books, or first grade, reader, my first chapter book type things. But nope, apparently she writes young adult or middle grade-esque books. And this author, the name has never really clicked in my brain. So I knew this person's name in real life, I knew the author's name, and there's other books by the author that I've wanted to read before, but I never have connected all the names together.
Yeah, she is on Goodreads. Some of this author's books clicked as want to read still.
Yeah, that I've never realized we're all by the same person. But I met the person, and I'm just I can never talk to her. I can never look her in the face again, because if she ever brings up her books, I'm just gonna be
I hated one of your books.
Yeah, I didn't like the way you wrote your character, so I DNF'd it, and it was the first one I DNF'd in years because I really didn't like it. Never gonna be able to look this lady in the face, so... And it just felt so awkward because somebody was like, oh yeah, we can get you some of her books and you can read them and blah blah. And I was even thinking before I looked her up, I'm oh yeah, I can review some of her books on my channel. That'd be kind of fun. just to do like a kind of little collab type thing, like.
You know her, like even if you liked her books, maybe you could do like even an author interview or something, and then
Yeah, right?
you looked her up, and
So I'm definitely gonna have to retry that book, but in physical form, so I can like skim through the character being not as pleasant. And then I'm gonna have to try some of her other books for sure. I'm gonna have to try to listen to them or read them and see if I like them. And if I like a couple of them, then I will be able to face her in person and be like, I like your books. I will do reviews of them and stuff. Like even getting arcs or something could be really fun, but just not a good first experience. And so I noticed this and I just felt so embarrassed. My face was just like, and I was like, I can never look at her in the face again. And Chris was like, just talk to her about her other books that you haven't read. I'm like, but I haven't read them yet. How am I supposed to talk to her about them and be like, oh yeah, I'm kind of interested in this one. But that one that I was interested in for like 7 years to read, I finally tried it and I hated it. So I feel so bad. It was really embarrassing, and I didn't talk to her today. I mean, she was standing right there. She even looked at me, and she smiled, and I was just like...
You met an author whose book you hated.
Like, how bizarre is that, though? Like, what are the chances that she goes to my church, we're in the same building, we're in the same congregation, I've been introduced to her, she writes books, I read one of them a few months ago, I read one of them, like, right before I met her, didn't connect it, and I didn't like it, so it was just so awkward. And Chris, like, he would start to say something, I'm just like, shh, because I didn't want anyone around us to know that we're talking about this person and how I didn't like her book.
I thought it was hilarious.
It was really funny, but really awkward. Oh, dear.
So it has been one really sleepy Sunday, as it tends to be. Seems to be a trend with Sundays. Happens almost every single Sunday. We just love to take naps when we get back from church. We really can't help it. It probably won't change because I don't know what it is about Sunday. I think it's mostly, for me, it's staying up really late Saturday nights, working on stuff, having to wake up early in the morning for church, and then coming back and just kind of crashing. But I don't know. Anyway, Giselle finally cut my hair. It's short. It's short. It's short. It's short, yeah. I mean, I like it. It's fine. She did a good job. It'll grow out, like, to the length that we want it to be. We both want it to be a certain length, like, at the wedding, so, like, in a few weeks it'll be at the right length, which would be nice. She said she might have to, like, take the scissors to it again, or the clippers, and kind of even it out a little bit more, like, after I took a shower afterwards, because I was covered in hair. After I took a shower afterwards, she was like, I might have to do a little bit of cleaning up and blending a little bit better sometime this week or before the wedding actually happens. So we'll see if that's the case. If it starts to look weird when it starts to grow out, we'll do that. But not much else is going on tonight. This whole past week, I've really just kind of taken a break from sitting down and editing and doing things. Like I've done a little bit. I mean, I always do at least a little bit, but I've mostly just kind of been relaxing, kind of taking a break from the constant like editing I've seemed to be doing. Hopefully this upcoming week, I can really make up for it and get these to you guys along with BookTube videos, because I've been reading, and that's one thing that I've been mostly doing, and my relaxation is reading and writing a little bit. So it's been a nice week. It's been kind of stressful in that I stress myself out because of not taking the time, as much time as I have usually been doing editing kind of stuff, to focus on other things. But at the same time, it's been really nice to sit and read instead of do other things, or just sleep, just get a real night of sleep for several days in a row is quite nice. So anyway, I think that is where we're going to end the day. Nothing much happened, like I said. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.